Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon, and we are wading through our Capricorn moon. Coming up on that new moon, guys. It's happening. I feel like we sprouted up 8 inches overnight. There was a lot of root work that was being called, that was needed and necessary, and now I feel like we have, again, grown so quickly that we need a little bit extra support and stability at this time, that we have to figure out how to provide for ourselves. Was that okay? We're gonna stay standing for a minute to illustrate support for our new growth. It's necessary. We're waist training again. Working on posture. Figuring out how to stand up tall and straight again. After being rocked, rolled, turned over. Yeah. We were really turning the soil and getting down into those roots. Pulling things out. I feel like that's all the work we've been doing. And when you work that hard, you put your body through stress. Through strain. And if you go through that much growth that quickly, you need a little extra support. You know, you think about when you're growing plants, you have to sometimes tie a stake to them, or tie them to a stake so that they can stand tall and learn how to stand strong. Some plants just need to climb. It's their basic function. But yeah, I feel like we're going to be working on getting the bulk of our trunk, so to speak, of our stems. There's a lot that needs extra support right now. And it's important to give ourselves that. Because we're winning. We are doing well. We are succeeding. I know that it can sometimes feel like we're just getting beaten up, but sometimes it's a result of really hard work, a lot of effort that we put in. And sometimes we have to pick others up when they have fallen. They could probably pick themselves up, but you know, you can't just turn them down. You gotta give them a hand, help them out. Let them figure it out too. Stabilizing, grounding, supporting those roots. We are gonna try. We're gonna keep trying. Keep going. It's gonna happen. We can make this happen. We can overcome. We have a particular fire within us right now. Though heavily weighed down by this armor, at the same time, I feel like it's necessary. Again, that's that structural support. It's what's holding us together so that we can keep climbing this mountain. Our Capricorn moon. It's all about climbing. It's all about growth, progression, reaching the top of that mountain. And it's not always pretty. And it's not always easy. Why am I staring at this guy and like seeing Edgar Allan Poe right now? We're still in some dark spaces, some dark places. The sun is in its awkward stage of being an Aquarius, as far away from its home as possible. Things are uncomfortable. Things are going to get dark. Things are going to get deep. And that's why this is the most important time to do root work and give support to the extremities that are suffering right now, that are needing that extra so that we can continue to hold ourselves and keep ourselves intact. Because it really does help. On the physical level, the mental level, the spiritual level, the emotional. all of that root work, that's all I can like see, hear, feel is deep, deep beneath the earth, where it's still warm, because our ground is frozen right now. Deep, deep beneath the earth. The seed is cracking. We were talking about the seed, you know, the one that needed the frost. It's quite cold. It's quite windy. It's quite bitter. And down beneath, there's warmth and there's water and it's cozy. And we're starting to break out, reach, extend. Learning how to stand tall. Ooh, pushing through the ground too. Trying to push through the ground. It's a bit early. Not even quite into February yet. Aquarius season is the coldest season, traditionally. Through February, I like to check out the weather for Antarctica and compare, because that's when we over here get into a real competition of who's colder. And sometimes we win. Sometimes it's colder here than it is in Antarctica, even though the sun is shining bright. And most of the days when the skies are clear. Where are we going? There's four. There's four in here. But even though we're not through winter yet, Seven of Cups, strength, the Magician, and that fateful Ten of Swords that keeps popping up for us. We have options, we have choices. I think it's very important to explore and utilize new and different methods while we're down here in this root chakra building and growth. I feel like there's a lot of different outlets and ways that we can care for ourselves, and all of these ways serve us in their respective rights. And it's important to work on all of those little roots, because they spider out. We have a lot, right? We always have a lot. The more you start thinking, put yourself into that gratitude state of what you're thankful for, the things will just start rolling. And after a while, it almost feels mundane. Like now you're just like naming things that you see, like, oh, and that thing. But no, you are responsible for that. Like that light right there, I'm thankful for that lamp. I'm responsible for that lamp. If the light bulb goes out in it, I gotta replace it. You know, I have to make sure that the cords are not getting entangled or twisted or bent so we don't damage the wires inside. There's maintenance that goes into this lamp right here. And that goes for everything. So that's why it was so important for us to cut back, pull back, go down into that ground space and find that warmth, find that water, find the methods that are going to help us, to help with our growth. And the physical representations that are presented to us at this time are just as important and all connected to the things that are going on inside of our heads, to the changes that are going on inside of our hearts. Everything has connectivity and importance. So maintaining those small practices and paying attention to those tiny roots so we can build strength and grow and make new things. It's the manifestation. It's pushing up on that ground. Starting to break out, spread out a little bit, find our way. It takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of willpower, the ability to draw out that circle and say, this is what I care for, this is what I am responsible for, this is what I am accountable for. I will do and work all of these points of that pentacle in order to be clear, be whole, and be ready. and be ready. That Ten of Swords just keeps on coming, doesn't it? That mental cycle, those mental patterns, we're figuring out how to break through them. And again, if we're having a struggle, a wall block in one direction, there are 4 more directions for us to move, grow, touch, and work with. And helping all of those areas will help with the places where we feel blockages, with the places where we feel like we have walls or we're pushing up against frozen ground. We can't move in that direction right now, but we can spread out over here, and we can do some things down here, and all of this is going to work with our environment so that when the time is right, we'll spring up out of the ground. Nine Swords. Lay down over top of this. I feel like there is a bit of a fear of the dark. I feel like this is representing those aches, those pains, those challenges, struggles, the thoughts that keep you up at night, the things that haunt your dreams that you just can't quite figure out or release yourself from. These things are in there, and those things, the way they fell below, are actually things that you can utilize to work with, rather than extending these swords out and pointing them at somebody and hurling them. Right now, we are needing to reserve our resources. So taking that breath in and not giving it to somebody is what's going to redirect that energy, that anger, that frustration, that whatever kind of stinging feeling that you have to do with these thoughts, places, people, or things. Pull that energy back into you and turn the sword in. Allow yourself to take the sting and let it motivate you. Because that's just another sword that's cracking and breaking on that shell. It's making more room for more roots to grow out. If you redirect it, take it in rather than projecting out. It's not about controlling others right now. It's about utilizing what we're given. And what we're given now is cold. It's harsh. It's bitter. It's painful. It stings. But rather than reacting outwardly, keeping it to yourself so that you can turn it, transmute it, mold it into that fiery motivation that's going to keep us propelling forward. It's going to keep that momentum. Just because the sun is uncomfortable doesn't mean that it is not going to have a good time. We're still moving. We're still shining. And though we may not feel all that heat yet, we're starting to experience the aura of the illumination, the spirit. Ooh, yeah. Sun in Aquarius is kind of like the spirit side of the sun. The ethereal, energetic presence. It's the furthest away from home, but I think that makes it the closest that it can be to us in spirit. It's extending out beyond itself specifically so that it can offer its subtle nutrients, so so that it can offer its subtle nutrients. And did that make me lose my train of thought? Maybe. To awaken our spirit. Neat. That's interesting. I liked that. See, I told you we were gonna get through this. We were gonna do it. I knew we would. I knew we could. Through all the struggles and strife. The Emperor, the Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Nine of Cups, and they're all in reverse. And they're all in reverse. Oh, on those last reads, I don't know if I got it out or not, but there was some destiny swapping, kind of alchemy, that was going on the other side, on that darker read, and that's why I was like shutting it down, like, no, I don't accept this timeline. We're not doing this. I'm going to do my part energetically to take a look at what kind of dark magic is happening out there, and tell it no, we're not doing that. It's not playing that way. Sorry. We're going to switch timelines because we have the ability right now to split. So we're going to use that crack. We're going to use that crack in the ice, because that's also a real fun fact about the super extreme cold temperatures, is that it makes things really easy to break. Metal, roads, earth, wood, all of it. It snaps so easy. Your body breaks so much easier in extreme cold. So we're going to utilize that energy, and we are going to shift. Like I said, we're cutting off those roots, and we are focusing in on what we want to grow, and not the invasive species around us and how they want to take our nutrients and magic and utilize it to manifest in their own rights and regards. But I think that's why this Emperor energy is reversed, this Two of Pentacles, moving it through that Hanged Man perspective, twisting and turning it into their own advantage and their own win and their own gain. But it came out, like I said, in reverse. We can illuminate everybody upright. Ooh, yeah, see? We're breaking things right now, and it's good. It is good. It's important to break those cycles, to break those chains, to untie those tethers and let those vines breeze out. See, I even put them reversed. Because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We're sending that energy back down into the ground. Blot away, Emperor. I was looking at the directions of the triangles and they're on the as above, so below. Yes, I can feel you working on your thing. Put it off to the side. Nope, you're out there. You're still messing around and trying to do weird stuff. Okay. Good luck. It's hard. That's the funny thing about, like, destiny swappers and people who try to steal and utilize magics for their own advantage. When they steal it and turn it on the source, If you cut off, cut up, destroy your source, you can't resource it, you can't sustain it, you can't maintain it. Sure, you can make it happen, but it was never in you to have and hold this thing. You were taking somebody else's energy, and once that energy supply is cut off, once it's turned, as I'm saying this, I'm staring at our infinite 8 loop and the subtle turn that this magician has alchemized. Once that energy has turned and it starts shining its light back on its own original source, and it's no longer projected towards you, what are you going to do then? What are you going to do then with it? It's up to you to maintain it. Right? Utilize that magic while you can, I guess, because like I said, once it's cut off, it's on you. Now you have to support it and find your own resources. And that goes both ways. That goes for the opposing side as well. You know? It's a lesson in being aware of where we are projecting our energies, where we're shining our light, and what is the most important for us to nourish and grow, and what is just stealing our magics, our resources, and utilizing them for their own advantage with no regard for the source. No respect. Nine of Wands. Face down on that Six of Wands. The below. Stupid war. It's a parade of planets happen. That was like yesterday, right? Just hug that back down, face down. The Ragnarok. We're getting rocked. It's an all-out battle, it's an all-out war, and the most important thing for all of us to do is to focus in on our own kindness, strength, stability, and security, offering the love and nourishment to the important roots that are connected to us, and directing that energy to our own light and positive growth and progression, and nowhere else. And nowhere else.
Mom,
stepping out. Stepping out, make yourself cozy. Alright, we are going to wrap this up pretty quickly because we have a picnic to attend, alright? Living room picnics, library days, going out and being in nature. Utilize your creativity. This is that dark space, like I said. It's a great time to get creative. What are you doing? Excuse my Leo for a second. Been running around all crazy. It's okay. They're important roots. The ones that are important, we participate, we play with, because those simple moments, those are the ones that feed and fuel and contribute to our growth. And we need contributions to our growth at this time of the year. It's important to get creative and unique. Why did I shuffle that? To get creative and unique about the way that we live, breathe, take care of ourselves, prioritize, conceptualize. Oh no. Dastardly curious. Above we have 10 wands, High Priestess, 3 wands, and the Page of Pentacles. what fell in the below. The Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. It is such a weird destiny swap kind of thing. That's why the Hangman keeps turning. He doesn't know which way is up and down. I don't think any of us do. What are we doing? What is that? What's happening? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Ten of Wands, the High Priestess, the Three of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. There's just so much seeking and there's so much seeking and not finding up in the above ground world right now. It's all cold. It's all cold. It's all so cold. It's dark. It's lonely. We're really reaching internally, externally, pushing, pulling, trying to keep that fire going. Just barely staying alive. And I think that, yeah, the above is in a place of desperation, and that's why there is this battle, this war going on between who belongs on top when it's all just a cycle. You know what I mean? It's all just a cycle. But participate in each side, because you are both sides. Never forget that. You're both sides of this. Even when we talk about opposition, the opposition is still you. Even if it has a different face, even if it acts differently than you would, the opposition is still internal, because you still have to work with those energies too. They're also a part of you, and there's something in there that needs to be revolutionized, changed, shifted. It's all a part of the flow. Because as below, we have that Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. Down below, where we hold, where we keep sacred, the places that we are attending to.
Mom.
They are the spirit, the water, the earth, and we rule them. We are both. We exist in both places. We are in control of all when we are in control of self. Utilizing all of the different ways that are presented to us to care for ourselves, even those dark energies, even that hard stuff. That too is for us to use wisely, responsibly, with care, intention, and direction, and knowing that it's gotta all come from you. You are the source. So if you don't feel strong enough, focus on that root chakra right now.
Mom.
That's the place.
Down.
It's time to picnic, folks. You've got this. We've got this. We're doing great. We'll see you next time.